Okay, hey, good morning. We're gonna tie an olive brush bugger. It's on a tube and it uses a brush. It's a knockoff on a woolly bugger. That's kind of what it's gonna look like there. Now let's roll into this with I have my flexi needle, and this is a hook guide, and this is a nano tube. I think it's a Sync 4 nano tube. I've got a drop weight here. I could use a black one. I could use a hot orange one. This is an ultrasonic disc that I'll finish the fly with. So let's get started. I am gonna, because it's handy and I don't have olive spooled up, I'm gonna use, this is a Vivus 8/0. And I just finished with a fly saying that I'm going to put on some marabou. So I'm using a Vivus 8/0, and that's the only reason that's a little bit marginal. It's not the difficulty of securing the materials. It's the challenges you face when you use these brushes with a wire core, because the wire core can cut your thread sometimes. So sometimes I'll use a 210 denier. I like the 210 denier. But then if you use 210 denier, you tend to get a thicker thread buildup at the head where I want to add my cone, so I don't really like to do that. So I got my Vivus 8/0. So there's tail now. I'm going to put a little bit of Peacock Crystal Flash. If you haven't played with this, it's really nice stuff. I tend to always do when I remember, and I don't if I forget. I like to use a little bit of Crystal Flash in all my buggers. Some people like Flashaboo. I would say you decide if you like it or not, and choose your material of choice. Choose your material of choice. Wow, that's deep. Okay, now the body material could be it could be a wide variety of materials. This is a sparkle chenille, and this time I'm going to make it bomb proof with a little bit of super glue. Pardon me, Loctite. Brush on. It's raining outside. It happens to be November, but who knows what it will be when you're watching this video. Who knows what year it will be. This is lime green. Lime and green. Or lime and olive, who knows. Well, it'll be in the recipe. Could you use a different chenille? Absolutely. Okay, now here's the tricky part. Now I could put some rubber legs in here, but I'm not going to. Keep it a little bit on the more subtle side. This is an EP Foxy brush. I'm gonna hold it here. You'll see that, sometimes I can't get my words right anymore. So you just have to bear with me. I'm going to put some ice wing in here in a moment, but I want to get a little bit of this brush on first to kind of prop up the ice wing. So I'm not even going to, last time I tied this, I tied in the wire at this point and then put my ice wing in. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to let that brush hang right there. That's nice. Ice wing. This is called pheasant tail. Now, if you haven't used ice wing before, I actually resisted using ice wing for many years because my first effort to use it were kind of a disaster. This stuff is unruly. It really is. It's all different lengths, but gosh, it is so, it's fine and it's flexible, and I don't want those all to be the same length, so I'm going to trim some of them up. It has such nice motion and movement to it. And I just finally decided to better get with the program. Now right now that's kind of a wad there. I'm going to spread it around a little bit. And these ones on this side are just too long. I probably have too many over here, so I'm going to now, if you're a rabid steelhead intruder tire, you're already an expert at using ice wing. So I'm just going to do one more turn, and this foxy brush, it's called olive brown. The tips are, I don't want that whole thing, I just want it about here. The tips are olive, the long ones, and the interior part of the brush is brown. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm trying not to trap too many fibers there. And now I'm gonna reach in and try not to cut. Please don't cut my thread. Oh, thank goodness. See that brown in the center, olive out to the edge? So I'm gonna find that wire, push that wire back, try to untrap the fibers. So your traditional woolly bugger, you just have a palmered hackle back there. This is a brush bugger, vastly superior in fish catching ability to a traditional woolly bugger. You just take all those things and just donate them to charity. Put them in the club raffle, because you need to get out and tie tube brush buggers because they're so much better. And the global economy will benefit so much from your purchase of these materials. Okay, somewhere here I have an ultrasonic disc. A little bit of, now it's important that you don't build up too much thread there, because you don't want to gap. So, there we go. Wow, that is just, I got lucky there. So this brush bugger is going to have a lot of motion, a lot of movement, and a fair amount of transparency. So right now I'm going to finish this off. What I usually do here is, scissors won't cut the tube. That's because it won't cut the metal tube. And that's not good for your scissors. There we go. Now I want to make sure my tube is open. There we go. There is a brush bugger in an olive,